Well, hi guys, welcome to this midday market mood check with me, Nandita Khemka. You're watching Money Control, and this is a market check, a mood check on the markets as to where the indices are at the current juncture. So, after 3 days of sell off, there's some semblance of relief given the fact that it's a broad based rally that is playing out on the last street this Friday. So, the Nifty has reclaimed that 19,500 mark. Sensex as well has jumped nearly 500 points. If you look at the broader end of the markets, both the mid and small cap indices are in fine fettle. In fact, yesterday as well, they had managed to end with slim gains. But the Nifty small cap index really is the index that is outperforming the benchmarks today as well. Almost all the sectors are in the green, but buying is emerging in IT and banking sectors. In fact, Nifty Bank Index had reclaimed that 45,000 mark as well. Advanced decline ratio nearly in favor of gainers. The ratio is somewhere around 3:1. So strong, in fact, strongly in favor of gainers today. Among the top Nifty gainers, you had the likes of Cipla, IndusInd Bank, Wipro, Axis Bank, Tech Mahindra, TCS, Infosys, all of them in the green. On the losing end, you have some of the auto names like Bajaj Auto. Aside of that, BPCL, Sun Pharma. After the numbers came out yesterday, India business hasn't done all that well. So that disappointment playing out, and investors seem to be unimpressed by the earnings. Power Grid and Apollo Hospitals are some of the other losers on the Nifty. Let's talk about Cipla. This was the top gainer on the Nifty today. The stock had surged to a fresh record high. Now, this is on the back of reports that Blackstone may be eyeing promoters' stake. Remember, Network 18 had broken the story that Cipla promoters are looking to exit their stake in the company. And today, reports are suggesting that Blackstone may submit a non-binding bid as early as next week. Now, if this happens, Blackstone may acquire 33.47% stake of the promoters, and in the event this happens, it would actually lead to an open offer of an additional 26% stake. And if this is fully subscribed, Blackstone, in fact, has the potential to own as much as 59% stake in Cipla, and that will be, one of the largest private equity buyouts in the Indian market. In fact, this will also formally start a process which would see the exit of the Hamid family that had really created the company in 1935. So, on the back of that, Cipla is the top Nifty gainer. Analysts, in fact, believe that the entry of a PE investor only magnifies the company's growth prospects. So, Cipla there rallying on the back of that. On the flip side, you have Sun Pharma. Numbers came out yesterday. Strong US sales of Revlimid, but India business growth was somewhere around 5%, and that is something that has not gone down well with the markets. Brokerages are positive on Sun Pharma's growth, but all in all, the stock is not doing all that well. If you look at Jefferies, it has a buy rating with the target price of 1300. It believes that India growth, as I mentioned, has disappointed, and that is why some weakness coming in there. If you look at some of the earnings that we'll be watching out for today, of course, big boy SBI from the PSU banking pack. Profits likely to, in fact, double on the back of strong loan growth. Both retail and corporate loan growth likely to be strong, but margins could take a dip. In fact, could decline somewhere around 20 basis points on a quarter-on-quarter basis. This is, of course, as per analyst estimates. M&M likely to report a strong set of numbers. 27% YOY growth in profit expected. This is the auto division that is likely to drive earnings for M&M. In fact, EBITDA margin also may improve somewhere around 120 basis points or thereabouts on a YOY basis. Let's talk about iSure. The numbers came out post markets yesterday. Best ever revenue growth for the company in the quarter gone by. Brokerages are, however, a little cautious given the fact that we have seen some new entrants in the premium bike segment, where, of course, the company has been dominating thus far. So there is a risk of its profit pool being, kind of evaded or invaded rather by some of its competitors. Aside of that, Airtel, that also came out with numbers yesterday. Profit has declined 40% on a quarter-on-quarter basis on the back of forex loss in the quarter gone by. But aside of that, the average revenues per user has touched 200 rupees. So that's a good thing, and brokerages are in fact positive on the stock. Let's talk about some of the other movers on the last street. Then Zomato, of course, it deserves mention given the fact that it has rallied 10% after it reported a profit in the quarter gone by. It was a surprise profit, 2 crore rupees. It was anyway expected to narrow down its losses, but profits have come in ahead of the management guidance. and that's something that's keeping the stock buoyant. In fact, investor appetite for the stock is also improving. If you look at some of the brokerage views on Zomato, JP Morgan has an overweight rating. Target has been raised to 100 rupees. In fact, revenue estimates have also been raised by somewhere around 5 to 8% by JP Morgan on Zomato. Look at the other brokerages. Nomura has also raised the target price from 45 rupees to 60 rupees per share. It, however, has a reduced call on the stock. But Nomura does believe that sustaining the high gross order value growth will be a bit challenging for Zomato going forward. Management has given a fairly ambitious target for its food delivery business. We'll have to see how things pan out for Zomato from here. But as of now, Street is clearly cheering the good numbers that the company has reported. Aside of that, LIC Housing Finance, this stock is rallying somewhere around 5%. It has seen a good 43% jump in its first quarter profit on a YOY basis. You have Dabur. That stock zoomed somewhere around 6% in intraday trade, and that's largely on the back of rural demand perking up in the first quarter. In fact, rural volumes have grown somewhere around 8% for Dabur vis-a-vis the industry average of 4%, and that's something the Street, of course, has rewarded given the fact that the stock is up somewhere around 6% or thereabouts. Cummins India. Now, this stock is not doing all that well, down somewhere around 5 to 6%, given the fact that margins have missed estimates. And the UBS has a sell call and the target price of 1250 on the stock. If you look at some of the other Nifty 500 gainers, you have the likes of NBCC India, you have PB Fintech, Jyoti Labs. Delivery was also one counter that was up and about. On the flip side, as I was mentioning, Cummins is one stock that's not doing well. So that was the top Nifty 500 loser. You have JM Financial, you have Max Health, MGL, RBL Bank are some of the stocks that are sitting out of this broad-based rally that we are witnessing on the Lal Street. Aside of that, we have a new IPO opening today as well. RJ-backed Concord Biotech has kicked off, IPO has kicked off for subscription. The IPO will be closing on the 8th of August, and the price band has been fixed somewhere around 705 to 741 rupees a piece. The company has been planning to raise somewhere around 1,550 crore rupees via this IPO, which is largely an OFS. Aside of that, you look at what's happening in the markets, but there's some bit of good news coming in for India for a second day on the trot. Yesterday, we had Morgan Stanley upgrading India to overweight from equal weight. That was, of course, Morgan Stanley's second upgrade of India in the last 4 months. And yesterday, S&P Global has come out with a report where it says that India's GDP growth is expected to top 6.7% per year from FY24 to FY31. So that's another bit of good news coming in for the Indian economy, and we'll see how things go on from here when it comes to the markets. Of course, we were somewhere around the day's high, and nothing really to complain about when it comes to the markets. This Friday we're in fine stead. We'll have to see whether or not we manage to build on these gains and maybe reclaim that 19,600 mark in the second half of the session. But of course, I'll be getting you all the action from the markets post the market close at 3:30 p.m. So don't forget to tune in. But for now, I think I'm pretty much done with this midday market mood check. So tune in at 3:30 p.m. to catch all the action on how the market shuts shop and what are the stocks that will be on my and Santo's radar this afternoon. So tune in. But for now, it's a goodbye from me. Thanks a lot for watching. For all your other news and financial updates, stay tuned to Money Control.